The boxing world is buzzing with anticipation for the rematch between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., set for August 16, 2025, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Their first encounter ended in a controversial majority draw, leaving fans and fighters alike eager for a definitive outcome. The lightweight division, already one of the most exciting in boxing, has been further electrified by this rivalry, with Shakur Stevenson, the World Boxing Council lightweight champion, adding fuel to the fire with his bold predictions and commentary. Stevenson, a longtime rival of Davis, has been vocal about the matchup, initially picking Roach to win and later adjusting his stance after seeing Davis's intense training footage. The rematch promises to be a defining moment in the division, with implications for a potential unification bout involving Stevenson. Let's dive into the dynamics of this rematch, Stevenson's claims, and the broader context of the lightweight division. The first fight between Davis and Roach was a shocking departure from expectations. Davis, the WBA lightweight champion, entered as a heavy favorite, with many predicting he would dominate Roach, a skilled but underdog WBA super featherweight champion. Instead, Roach matched Davis's speed, power, and durability, leading to a 12-round battle that ended in a majority draw. The judges' scorecards, 115-113 for Davis and 114-114 twice, reflected the closeness of the contest, but the defining moment came in the ninth round when Davis took a knee after a jab from Roach. The referee, Steve Willis, began counting a knockdown but reversed the call, allowing Davis's corner to tend to him illegally. Had the knockdown been scored, Roach might have secured the victory. This controversial moment has been a focal point of discussion, with Roach insisting he deserved the win and Davis admitting fault for not capitalizing on his opportunities. Shakur Stevenson, who has a history with both fighters, was among the few who predicted Roach would give Davis a tough fight. Stevenson's confidence in Roach stems from their time as amateurs, where he sparred with Roach and witnessed his resilience and skill. He noted that Roach's disciplined pressure and ability to counter Davis's attacks caught the champion off guard. Stevenson believes Davis underestimated Roach, expecting an easier fight after his dominant performances against fighters like Ryan Garcia, Rolando Romero, and Frank Martin. In those bouts, Davis showcased his ability to walk opponents down or outbox them with precise counters. Against Roach, however, he faced a fighter who refused to be intimidated, landing 112 of 400 total punches compared to Davis's 103 of 279, according to CompuBox stats. Roach's slight edge in total punches and competitiveness in power shots, 87 of 252 versus Davis's 93 of 210, underscored his ability to hang with one of boxing's pound-for-pound elites. Stevenson's analysis of the fight highlights Roach's control when boxing methodically, contrasting with Davis's moments of brilliance when he landed clean shots. He pointed out a specific sequence where Roach wobbled Davis with a counter right hand, suggesting that Roach's power surprised the champion. Stevenson's perspective is informed by his own rivalry with Davis, which has been brewing for years. The two have traded barbs, with Davis dismissing Stevenson's claims of being the best lightweight and Stevenson challenging Davis to prove him wrong in the ring. Stevenson's recent comments on social media and in interviews reflect his belief that he could exploit the same vulnerabilities Roach exposed in Davis. However, he's careful not to reveal too much, citing the possibility of facing either fighter in the future. The rematch announcement has intensified speculation about how both fighters will adjust. Davis, known for his adaptability, may come in with a renewed focus after the draw blemished his perfect record, 30-0-1. His post-fight comments suggested he felt he could have stopped Roach but held back to avoid mistakes. The training video that shocked Stevenson and the boxing community shows Davis pushing himself to new limits, indicating he's taking the rematch seriously. Fans and analysts speculate that a fully focused Davis could leverage his superior power and ring IQ to finish Roach early, avoiding the judges' scorecards. His ability to land devastating left hands, as seen in knockouts against Romero and Martin, could be a game-changer if he connects cleanly. Roach, on the other hand, has little to prove after his performance in the first fight. At 29, he demonstrated he belongs among the elite, taking Davis's best shots and firing back with precision. His disciplined approach, rooted in his amateur pedigree, allowed him to maintain steady pressure without overextending himself. In the rematch, Roach may double down on this strategy, focusing on outworking Davis and capitalizing on any lapses in focus. His team will likely emphasize the importance of forcing another defining moment, like the ninth-round incident, to sway the judges. Roach's confidence is evident in his post-fight remarks, where he expressed disappointment in the decision but pride in proving doubters wrong. He's eager to run it back and secure a definitive victory. Stevenson's evolving stance on the rematch adds another layer of intrigue. Initially, he picked Roach to win, citing his belief that Davis underestimated his opponent. After seeing Davis's training footage, however, Stevenson hedged his prediction, stating that both fighters have an equal chance. He described both as dogs in the ring, suggesting the outcome will hinge on who shows up in top form. This shift reflects Stevenson's respect for Davis's ability to rebound, but it also underscores his confidence in Roach's tenacity. Stevenson's refusal to share specific game plans indicates he's preparing for the possibility of facing the winner, particularly if it's Davis. A unification bout between Stevenson and Davis would be a blockbuster, pitting two undefeated stars with contrasting styles, Davis's explosive power against Stevenson's slick boxing. The lightweight division's depth amplifies the stakes of this rematch. With Davis ranked number 1 by Ring Magazine, followed by Keyshawn Davis at number 2 and Stevenson at number 3, the division is a hotbed of talent and personality. Stevenson dismissed the rankings, pointing out that Davis's draw should cast doubt on his top spot. He's focused on his own path, including a potential fight with Roach if Davis wins and avoids him. Stevenson's comments about Davis potentially fighting Jake Paul, a YouTuber-turned-boxer, reflect his frustration with Davis's choices. He views such a matchup as disrespectful to the sport, especially when unification bouts against top fighters like himself are on the table. The broader context of the first fight reveals why it was so competitive. Davis, at 30, has faced criticism for occasional lapses in focus, with some suggesting he wasn't mentally prepared for Roach. Stevenson disputes this, arguing that Davis was the same fighter he's always been, simply caught off guard by Roach's skill. The crowd's reaction at Barclays Center, where 19,250 fans booed the decision, reflected the fight's intensity and the controversy surrounding the non-called knockdown. Davis's explanation, that chemicals from his hair got in his eyes, drew further boos, while Roach's assertion that he deserved the win resonated with many. As the rematch approaches, both fighters face pressure to deliver. Davis, accustomed to being the hunter, must prove he can overcome a resilient opponent who studied his tendencies. Roach, buoyed by his underdog performance, has the chance to cement his status as a lightweight elite. The ninth-round controversy will likely influence their strategies, with Roach aiming to force similar moments and Davis looking to avoid them. The referee's role will be under scrutiny, as another officiating error could again sway the outcome. Stevenson's involvement in this narrative extends beyond commentary. His history with Davis, marked by public feuds and mutual challenges, positions him as a key figure in the division's future. If Davis wins convincingly, the clamor for a Davis-Stevenson fight will grow louder. Stevenson's technical prowess, honed through years as an amateur standout and professional champion, makes him a formidable opponent. His ability to control fights with movement and precision could test Davis in ways Roach did not. Conversely, if Roach pulls off the upset, Stevenson's offer to fight him for a world title shot could materialize, setting up another high-stakes clash. The boxing community's reaction to the first fight and the rematch announcement highlights the division's appeal. Fans on social media have been vocal, with some backing Davis to correct his mistakes and others praising Roach's grit. Comments like, "Tank will deal with Shakur when it's time," and "Roach was just lucky," reflect the polarized views surrounding the matchup. Stevenson's bet on the fight going 12 rounds paid off, reinforcing his boxing acumen. His presence at Barclays Center, despite his rivalry with Davis, underscores his commitment to the sport and his desire to scout potential opponents. The rematch's outcome will shape the lightweight landscape. A Davis victory could pave the way for a blockbuster unification bout with Stevenson, assuming both fighters stay active. A Roach win would elevate him to superstar status, potentially leading to a trilogy with Davis or a showdown with Stevenson. The division's depth ensures that any outcome will generate new storylines, with fighters like Keyshawn Davis and others waiting in the wings. In conclusion, the Davis-Roach rematch is a pivotal moment for boxing's lightweight division. Stevenson's claims about Davis's vulnerabilities and Roach's prowess have added intrigue, while his own ambitions keep the focus on a potential unification bout. Davis's training intensity suggests he's ready to reclaim his dominance, but Roach's performance in the first fight proves he's no pushover. Whether the rematch ends in a knockout or another close decision, it will have lasting implications for the division's hierarchy. Stevenson, watching closely, is poised to capitalize on the outcome, whether it's a long-awaited clash with Davis or a title shot for Roach. Boxing fans are in for a treat as these elite fighters vie for supremacy in one of the sport's most compelling weight classes.